This car has been sitting in this parking lot for almost 10 years now. Same owner, same spot, same Tuesday morning routine. And if you knew who owned it, you would be genuinely surprised by what their bank account looks like. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, someone just signed papers on a brand new $60,000 car. They drove it home feeling like they finally made it. And in exactly 48 months, they will do the exact same thing all over again. What you drive says something about you. Not what most people think it says. Not about your taste or your status or your success. Something much deeper and much more important than any of that. The person who drives the same car for 10 years is telling you something without saying a single word. They're telling you that they decided a long time ago that their financial future matters more than what the person in the next lane thinks of them. Every scratch on this dashboard is a car payment that went into an investment account instead. Every worn seat cushion represents a month where discipline won over desire. This interior tells a financial story that most people will never understand by looking at it. Walk through any office parking lot and you can often guess who is quietly building wealth and who is quietly building debt just by looking at what they drive. The newest cars do not belong to the wealthiest people. They belong to the people most eager to look wealthy. The 10-year car owner knows their mechanic by name. They know exactly what their car needs and when it needs it. They treat maintenance like an investment because they understand that a $200 repair today is a car payment avoided for another year. While someone else is choosing between the leather seats upgrade or the sunroof package, the 10-year car person is staring at a number on a screen that most of their colleagues would not believe if they saw it. The car is not the sacrifice. The car is the reason the number exists. But before you decide which side of this story you are on, I want to show you exactly what the other side looks like from the inside, because the new car feeling is real, and understanding why it is so powerful is the only way to truly beat it. Let me be completely honest with you. A brand new car feels extraordinary. The smell, the smoothness, the silence of an engine with 0 miles on it. This feeling is real and it is powerful, and every single person who has ever felt it understands exactly why people keep going back for it.
But then comes the moment nobody talks about when they post the photo of their new car. The finance manager slides a paper across the desk. $60,000, 7% interest, 72 months. And just like that, the most expensive feeling you ever bought has a monthly invoice attached to it. 3 weeks after the purchase, the new car smell is gone. 6 months later, the monthly payment is just another bill in the pile. 2 years later, there is a small scratch near the rear bumper, and the car is worth 18% less than the day it left the lot. The photo gets 400 likes. The comments say things like goals and you deserve it and living your best life. Nobody in the comments knows about the 72-month payment plan. Nobody in the comments is going to help pay for it either. 4 years later, they're back. The old new car gets traded in for 50% of what they paid for it. They roll the remaining loan balance into the new loan, add another 60 months of payments, and the cycle that will follow them for the next 30 years begins again, without them ever noticing. Same neighborhood, same salary, same house, completely different financial futures. And the number I'm about to show you, the actual dollar difference between these two driveways over 10 years, is going to make you look at your own driveway very differently. Let us do the actual math. Person A buys a new car every 4 years. $60,000, 7% financing, 72-month loan. Person B keeps their paid-off car and invests the equivalent payment every single month instead. Person A's monthly payment on that $60,000 car is approximately $950 a month. That's $11,400 a year leaving their account every single year, disappearing into a depreciating asset that's worth less with every single mile. Person B takes that same $950 every month and puts it into a broad index fund, averaging 7% annual returns. They do this quietly, automatically, every single month for 10 years. No drama, no announcements, just consistency. After 10 years, Person B's investment account is $156,000 in it. Person A has a car that's worth approximately $8,000 and a loan they just rolled over into vehicle number 3. The same 10 years, the same monthly amount, $148,000 difference. The person in this ordinary living room with the 10-year-old car in the driveway has $156,000 sitting quietly in an account that nobody who walks through this front door would ever guess exists. Their neighbor with the brand new car has a payment book and a depreciating asset.
But here is the part that the math alone does not capture, because this was never really about the money. The money is just the evidence. What driving the same car for 10 years actually says about you goes much deeper than any spreadsheet can show. The person who drives the same car for 10 years has developed something that cannot be bought, cannot be borrowed, and cannot be faked. They have developed the ability to want something and choose not to have it. That ability, that specific muscle, is the foundation that every real financial life is built on. There's a version of confidence that needs a new car, a new watch, a new phone every cycle to stay alive. And there's a different version of confidence that needs absolutely nothing from the outside world to feel completely solid. The 10-year car person has the second kind. In every workplace, there's a quiet competition happening that nobody officially acknowledges. New cars, new clothes, new phones, each one a small signal sent into the social environment. The person who opts out of this competition entirely does not lose it. They simply start playing a different game with much higher stakes and much better odds. Every financial decision you make is a message to your future. The car you drive is not just transportation, it is a vote for the kind of life you are choosing to build. And the person who keeps the 10-year car has been voting for something specific, patiently and consistently for a very long time. The hardest part of keeping the same car for 10 years is not the car. It is every single moment when someone else gets a new one and you feel the pull. That feeling is real, and it tests you every time. And every time you pass that test, you become someone slightly harder to manipulate and slightly freer than you were before. And now, I want to tell you about the actual superpower that 10 years of driving the same car quietly gives you. Because this is the part that almost nobody talks about, and it is the real reason the most financially free people you will ever meet are almost never driving the newest thing in the parking lot. The superpower is this. Every single month for 10 years, while everyone around them was making a car payment, the 10-year car person was making a completely different kind of payment, a payment to their future self, compounding quietly in the background of an ordinary life. At year 10, the 10-year car person has options that the new car person simply does not have. They can buy a house without stretching. They can start a business without borrowing. They can weather a job loss without panic. Options are the real currency of financial freedom, and options are built one boring decision at a time. There's a specific feeling that comes from driving a completely paid-off car on an open road with money in an investment account and zero car debt. It is not the feeling of a new car smell. It is better than that. It is the feeling of owing nothing and owning everything.
The 10-year car person moves through the world with a very specific kind of ease that is difficult to describe and immediately recognizable when you see it. They are not trying to look like they have nothing. They genuinely do not need you to know what they have. That distinction is everything. Financial peace is not a number. It is a feeling that you build so slowly and so quietly that by the time you have it, you almost do not notice. You just wake up one morning and realize that you stopped worrying about money sometime in the last few years, and you are not entirely sure when. We are back where we started. Same parking lot, same car. But you see something completely different now, do you not? And what I want to tell you next is the part that I think matters most, not just about this car, but about every financial decision you are going to make from this day forward. Here's what this is really about. Every single day, you are making financial decisions that are either building the life you actually want or funding the image of a life you think other people want to see. The car is just the most visible version of that choice. The same logic applies to everything. The phone upgrade you didn't need, the apartment that was slightly above your budget because the other one felt too small, the wardrobe refresh because the old one was perfectly functional but not exciting. Every one of these decisions is a car payment in disguise, quietly draining the account that your future depends on. The goal was never the old car. The goal was always the freedom that the old car quietly funded. And freedom does not look like anything in particular from the outside. It looks like a regular person in a regular car living a life with no financial ceiling and nobody else's opinion anywhere in the equation. You do not have to keep a car for 10 years. Nobody is asking you to be uncomfortable or to deny yourself things that genuinely matter to you. What I am asking you to consider is this. Every financial decision you make is a statement about what you actually value, not what you say you value. Make sure they match. That car in the parking lot with the small dent and the slightly faded paint, that's not someone who can't afford better. That's someone who decided a long time ago that better was already happening somewhere you cannot see from the parking lot. Tell me in the comments, how long have you been driving your current car? And be honest, because I have a feeling that some of the most financially dangerous people watching this video right now are sitting behind a steering wheel that is 7 or 8 years old and feeling quietly good about it. Subscribe if this video made you look at your driveway differently. Next video, how the government treats you at every single level of wealth from 0 to 100 billion. That one is going to make you genuinely angry in the most useful way possible.